All right, YouTube, it's Donnie B all day coming right back at you. So, I wanted to bring you a passion of mine, something that I love and that I know there's a lot of other people that do too. I want to bring you a samurai. And basically, I'm not just going to give you one samurai to look at. I have a few different versions to show you. And all three are alike, but all three are different. First, I just want to go over a couple of the points of anatomy of this thing. The sheath, it's not a sheath; it's called a saya, and they're generally made of bamboo. You'll see. Here, I'll show you. Like a traditional saya doesn't have metal on the inside. It's just bamboo. And what people do is they tend to get these and they push them in and they push them all the way as hard as they can. What that does is that loosens the bamboo. It warps it. So if you leave it just a hair, that way when you use your thumb to open it, you keep your thumb along the spine and you have more of a silent draw with your sword, right? So, you have your sago and let's see, the end is your kojiri. Sometimes it's a two-piece and it'll be a different end. Like, all right, well, those are all one-piece ends. What do you want? Let's go over here. I'll tell you what. We'll get rid of the saya and we'll take a look at this blade. This is a very, very nice high carbon blade. This is the Kisaki. This is the armor piercing tip of the blade. On some you will find a hamon on the blade, which means they temper it with clay and it gives that cool wavy line. I know I have a false hamon on this one. I don't know if you can even see it, but yeah, you can see it. That's a false hamon. This one right here is a wall hanging stainless steel blade. The other two are high carbon blades. This one I stored in a bad place. You could see all that little oxidation. I took some Maz and I got off the blunt of it, but it still has some on there. I'm just gonna hit it with a polishing wheel and get rid of it. But this has got a true hamon in it, which is nice. We'll get back to this guy because, well, it's freaking beautiful. So the handle of a samurai sword is called the suka. Even begins with a T, suka. See how that works out? Here you have your gashira, right? The end cap, your suba. I'm trying to think all the stuff. Oh yeah, this one here has authentic ray skin, like stingray, where the other one has no skin at all. It's just scales, and the other one has imitation. That's called same. The cloth wrap is called ito. So I'm going to show you a few differences in the ito right now. Ito. I don't know if you can really tell, but you see how frayed this one is and how tight this one is. This one right here is going to move up and down. This one is completely solid. I've used both of these for practice and actually hitting small trees. I'm trying to... You can hear the suba rattling on this one, but not this one. These are both high carbon blades. This one is factory forged in China. This one was hand forged in Japan, and it makes a huge difference. Now I will use my Chinese blade to show you the difference between a decent blade and a non-decent blade. So look at the thickness difference. Let me see if I can get it right there. Look at the thick. This stainless steel blade is cheap. This is something that you would get and you would display and you would just put on your wall. You can you can do katas with it and things like that, but it is nothing special. You're not going to want to bang it into another piece of steel because then you have a broken wall hanger. This will take chips fairly easily. It's a 440 steel, so it's nothing to brag about. The good thing about this is it's fairly stain resistant. So these are like sub $100 blades. You can get an entire set of 3 for, you know, probably around $100 or maybe even less, between $60 and $100 for a set of 3 of something like this. This one here, which is a pretty decent blade, I had to resharpen this one. This one is going to be between $100 and $200. You can find them in different places. It's a good sword to wield, but because of the tacky materials they use and because it's machine forged, this isn't something that I would consider truly battle ready. This one, however, this is perfect. This thing is balanced so nice. When I had it made for me, I let them know everything I wanted on it. They built it and they assembled it and they sent it, and I loved it. I would use tongue, but I'd probably end up cutting it off and like that for the rest of the video, and we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the 2 better ones out, and we're going to have some mild fun with some samurai. All right, so let's go have some fun here. All right, so we have very limited 1-inch forest left, so I figure why not get rid of it with samurai sword, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna basically take out the big guns, and we're going to knock some of this crap down. I have no doubts in my mind in the performance of these blades. They are just badass. This is the lesser quality, and I can tell you, just hitting this into some trees, and I've done it before, it has loosened the blade a bit. You obviously saw the super loose. So the other one is going to be the blade I really want to swing. So I just wanted to get a couple with this just because I had it out. But really, the main thing is to show you what a quality samurai sword looks like, and how easy it is to wield, and how easy it is to cut with this thing. So let's take some of this apart here. It's just too easy. I love a good samurai sword. So just effortless swings. This blade is, I mean, no loosening, no shifting, no nothing. It is pure excellence. Everything you'd want a samurai sword to be, this is. But this is more expensive. You know, you are going to pay a little bit of money to have one made for you in Japan. But let me tell you something. It is absolutely worth it, because the difference between a really good samurai and a really cheap one is evident the first time you hold it. When you feel the ito and how tightly wrapped it is, and you think, oh my god, this couldn't be any better, then oh man, it's just so nice. It's man, I mean, I wanted to swing a little bit more, but it went through kind of too quickly. So I mean, this is, all right, so show respect to these blades because they are worth it. What I want to do is I want to show you a little something that a lot of people don't know what you can do with these, but we're going to do it. So let me press stop here. Okay, so I know what some of you are thinking. You know this tree, you recognize it, you've seen what I use it for, and that's not going to stop today. So, samurai sword. It doesn't just have to be close combat. That would have probably stuck if I didn't chunk out the side there. But you can use a samurai from a distance. And you see that nice flex in there, that nice bend. That means, I mean, that blade is, even though this is the cheaper one, man, I'll tell you what, that's still pretty good. But what I want to do really is show off the big boy because it's worth it. So I'm gonna back up even a little farther on this one and get a good solid throw. And yeah, oh man, that thing is in there so deep. Oh, holy crap. That's how much of that blade was into that tree. I'm gonna throw it just one more time. Not because I have to, but, well, because I want to. All right, I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm back about 7 yards at this point. Ugh. And welcome back, Cotter. Holy shit. This might take me a minute. So, I mean, this is real Japanese steel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whack at, I don't know why I love that word. I'm going to hit a couple of these other little trees. I might even give this one a rest and just use my cheapie and blast through some. Let's go do it. All right, you know what? I was going to use my cheaper one first, but I love this. So let's see, a few harder trees. It is not at all problematic for a sword of this caliber. Golly, that is some kind of pretty. Oh yeah, look at that. There's none of that Schrade old-timer buoy warping in this bad boy. Oh, let me just put this. I was just gonna sit it. I guess I still can. All right, so where's that other guy? As I start. Hey guys, look at the sun. It's beautiful outside. Okay, so let's see. I think I still have you there. All right, so this one isn't really attached to anything since I just cut it down. But let's just shave it a little bit. Well, caught it at an angle. I'll tell you what, for a cheaper blade, you know, the $100 to $200 blade, this thing's not afraid to cut. Just, I mean, samurai, you know. It's I wonder if we can missed. Hi-ya! There we go. I just wanted to shave. It's awesome. It's awesome. You could just do so much with these blades. If you're in the market for a nice sword, either have one made for you in Japan, or at the very least, don't get a sub $100 sword and expect it to be worth anything. Sure, this has some imitation parts on it. Sure, my Ito is loose. Sure, it got a little wobble in the Suba, but who cares? This thing goes through everything I put at it, you know, everything I throw at it, and it's less than 200 bucks. So when you're searching, you know, eBay, or you're going to the store in the mall, the Asian import store, you're gonna find all these different blades. If it says stainless steel on it, don't buy it, right? The only good Japanese swords are gonna have high carbon blades, and you can see the oxidation on this one. Obviously, it's high carbon. Also, they sell a bunch they come unsharpened. Don't buy an unsharpened sword. It's just going to be a pain in the ass to get through it. Get yourself something with a nice edge. And if you're going to be looking online, look up hand forged, right? If you get a hand forged sword, then the possibilities of getting a good sword, I mean, that's what you want. You want something hand forged. This machine forged, who cares? It's stamped out. You see, it still gets a job done, does what it does, but it's not as nice as that. So, you know, that's samurai swords. I love them. I have a whole lot of fun with them. I even have one made by Cold Steel that's actually machete. So I'm gonna have to break that out in a video and show you my katana machete from Cold Steel. Until then, guys, you want a samurai? Buy a real samurai. These things, they're so worth it. You know what I mean? I left this here so you can just continue to gaze on its beauty. Amazing swords. This is why they lasted for so long, and for so many centuries they were a staple of samurai warriors. They're amazing. So anyway, I am mumbling and bumbling because I am at such awe with these wonderful works of art. But I am Donnie B all day, and until next knife.